Jó reggelt kívánok, Kocs Vágyó. Boy, is this... Hmm. Boy, is this the life? Waking up in a luxury hotel in Budapest, Hungary, and talking to yourself in front of a camera. Oh my God. But yeah, this is it's actually a shoebox of a room. It's a tiny little room, but it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. And, start of another day. And boy, there's a shitload of stuff on my mind today. But I'll start with the disappointment. Start with the disappointment. And I found myself waking up this morning with some different things running through my mind. One of which was some of the comments yesterday on my video, or the comments over the last couple of days about the disappointment of me going to Athens and not doing the Christmas markets and all that kind of stuff. Hmm. And like I told Judy, I think I told Judy, but like I told Judy, the the fact of the matter is that I've done some Christmas markets. I actually, let me step back. Like I told Judy, I can understand and I can appreciate the fact that people would be disappointed about the whole Christmas market thing. Okay. But let me share some thoughts about that. I'm still doing Christmas markets. Okay. I'm still doing the Christmas market tour. So don't be mistaken. All right. I'm still doing the once in a lifetime something I always wanted to do, Christmas market tour. All right. I had a goal, I had an ambition of doing 12 Christmas markets. I thought it would be a catchy little video, the 12 days of European Christmas markets. All right. That idea came to me not back in August, not back in September. That idea came to me sometime in early to mid-November when I was already on this trip, the 12 days of European Christmas markets. Could I pull it off? And you know what? It was, and it is, a rather ambitious goal. I'm all about goals. I'm all about ambition. But fact of the matter is I have to get home at some point in time. I have to get home. And so I scheduled my flight to return home back December 17th. Christmas market in Zagreb, the Christmas market, does not open until December 1st. I wanted to go to Iceland. I wanted to spend not just a layover, not just 5 hours in Iceland. I wanted to go to Iceland. I wanted to experience Iceland. Iceland. Let that roll around in your head. What a place to go to, Iceland. And so I wanted to go to Iceland, and I allocated a few nights there. So now we're down to 14 days. We're down to 14 days, basically. And to try to pull off 12 Christmas markets in 14 days, driving from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, okay, is not an easy task. It's not easy, folks. It's not something that, would be, I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's not an easy task to drive, across Europe in well, given 12, 14 days or whatever it is, 10, I don't know what it is, 10 days. I think I only had 10 days on the ability to do that. So something like 12 markets in 10 days or something like that. So you need to understand that aspect of it. Now you throw into the mix the fact that rain is in the forecast for everywhere that you were thinking of going. Nuremberg, Prague, Vienna, everywhere that you're thinking of going, you're looking at the 10-day weather forecast, and it's rain. It's raining. Think about walking through a Christmas market with a little camera underneath an umbrella, doing a walk and talk, and saying, oh, Skip Smith would really like to eat these pretzels that nobody else is looking at, because it's raining out. You can't do a Christmas market tour in the rain. So you got to put this stuff into perspective. And I wish I could read these comments. I don't know what the good morning, Tom. Oh, that's Sue Pete. Okay. But Sue Pete is sharing some comments. Only 14 days of vicarious experience. Well, yes and no. Yes and no on that. But anyway, so you can't, as far as being disappointed, I've done and I'm doing 6 or 7 Christmas markets. Budapest, Zagreb, Ljubljana, Salzburg, Athens, Iceland, Reykjavik, and maybe I'll fit in a couple more, okay? Maybe I'll squeeze in a couple more Christmas markets. So 12 Christmas markets or 6 Christmas markets, 12 Christmas markets or 8 Christmas markets. And the fact is, I'm not releasing the videos that I've done. I've scheduled them to be released. Okay? I've scheduled the Christmas markets to be released closer to Christmas, so you can cozy up together on your sofa. You can make yourself some popcorn on Christmas Eve with the gifts under the tree. And you can say, baby, make some popcorn. I'm going to turn on some Tom TV. And you can watch me doing the Christmas markets on Christmas Eve. You see? Isn't that how it goes? Something like that. Baby, make the popcorn, turn on Tom TV. But, So for some of you out there that are disappointed, I hope that puts it into perspective. And then for those of you out there that are just chronic complainers, like Judy, you've been following me a long time. And you know what? Normally I don't single people out in this way, but I'm tired of your negativity. I'm tired of your criticism. And I have the ability to mute you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute you, Judy. I can go to your YouTube thing and I can just mute you so you can't comment. And sorry about that, but that's normally not my nature. But anyway, that's just I get tired of Judy's criticism. Seldom are you inclined to share positive thoughts, words of kindness. More times than not, it's negativity, and I don't have a lot of patience for individuals like yourself, to be quite honest. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on the Christmas markets. And what else is on my mind? Life's dance of love. It's an interesting thing. I'm lying. Last night I went to dinner, as those of you follow me, and let me step back yet again. I hope I'm not repeating myself. Those I laugh. My dad used to say, "You laugh." I used to laugh, but insofar as repeating myself, I don't repeat myself. Maybe there might be an exception here or there, but insofar as repeating myself, folks, I don't think I have a problem repeating myself. Um, the Doing the live videos is not easy. And what I was thinking of was, there's people that do the vlogging. There's people that do the vlogging, and I don't watch, I'm not the only person that quote unquote vlogs. And I don't watch other people's vlogs. I know that Skip Smith subscribes to about 2,300 different people that vlog. And I can't, I'll be honest with you and tell you that I don't watch. I watch YouTube insofar as watching a video about where I'm going. For example, I might watch a YouTube video on Rick Steves or something from Athens, or I might watch a YouTube video about how to do something related to my work, something like that. But I don't sit around and watch YouTube videos regularly. But I would imagine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the dynamic of sharing these morning thoughts, these intimate morning thoughts that delve into the very recesses of my soul and my being. I'm laughing because the fact that I do these videos that share my intimate thoughts. Oftentimes I would imagine that there's a lot of people, a lot of vloggers that don't do this. I think there's probably a lot of vloggers that just kind of say, look at me here, look at me there, and what have you. So it's interesting that these morning videos actually provide a venue by which people have the ability to share those comments, such as Judy did yesterday, of being disappointed and what have you. Not that there's anything wrong with sharing the comments. I welcome them. But anyway, life's dance of love. It's interesting that I think everybody, like I've said in previous videos, everybody wants to love and everybody wants to be loved. I don't think that there's any denying that. And people try to deny it, but people get hurt and people don't, they're afraid of, touching the hot stove again. Uh, and they try to tell themselves that they don't want, to be loved, so to speak. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to love, everybody wants to be loved. And I found myself thinking today about, the little dances I have going on right now, insofar as romance. And I don't know if dance is the word, but nonetheless, hmm, I had dinner last night with a young lady who said, only as friends, only as friends. And and I showed up, and actually she picked me up at the metro station. And what a beautiful young lady she is. I told her throughout the evening, I said, I have so much fondness in my heart for you. Fondness in my heart. I think the world of you. You've got such a beautiful soul. And she does, and I do think the world of her. And I would just call her, what can we call her? We can call her, we'll call her Ildika. Okay, that's not her name, but I'm trying to think of a Hungarian female's name. We'll call her Ildi. Okay. So I sat there with Ildi last night, and boy, sitting across the table from her, what a delight. What an absolute delight it was to sit there. She took me to this restaurant outside of, out on the outer part of Budapest, where you're not likely to find a tourist anytime soon. And she took me to this delightful restaurant, and it was delightful. I had wild boar with, oh, I don't know, ravioli and a mushroom sauce or something like that. It was fantastic. But Ildi had actually reached out to me about 3 years ago when I was taking care of my dad. And one of my videos inspired her to write to me that she uh, liked my videos because she used them to learn English. And she sent a very kind note on one of my videos. And I reached out to her because I thought she was cute as a button. And I reached out to her and we started going back and forth with correspondence, and that led to, Skype chats and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was a bit smitten with her there for a while, and interestingly enough, she was in this weird relationship. Not weird, but she was in this relationship with a gentleman from Istanbul. And the gentleman from Istanbul had a wife who was dying and two kids, two teenagers or something like that. And so it was that type of a relationship. Hmm. And he couldn't leave his wife because she was dying and all of this stuff. So, but anyway, so she was involved with this gentleman, and going into last night, I assumed that she was still involved with this gentleman. And anyway, so we sat there having dinner, and just a wonderful dinner. And it's always nice when you're with somebody like that, and you make the eye contact. The eye contact tells you so much. The eyes are the countenance of the soul. The eyes are the face of the soul. And when you're sitting there and you make that eye contact, and you know if there's a connection or if there's not a connection pretty quickly and pretty easily. And anyway, I laugh because I'm thinking of the whole bedroom eyes thing, the bedroom eyes. But anyway, it kind of reminds me of the Seinfeld episode with the guy who was the Wiz. I don't know, for those of you out there that watch Seinfeld, Elaine's boyfriend who was I'm the Wiz. But anyway, boy, my mind can deviate or go all over the place. But anyway, with the dinner last night, so we sat there having dinner, and I accepted it just for what she said, only as friends. But nonetheless, I'm a guy, and yeah, I wish I could see the comments, but I can't. I'm sorry. But anyway, so the interesting aspect about that whole thing was she's 30 she's 34 years old. She's 34, and how old am I now? 55, something like that. And you hear about these relationships where there's just big age difference, like some guy is like 68 and he's dating a 34-year-old or some crap like that. But anyway, so as the evening progressed, uh, it was let's just say it was an interesting evening. It was a very interesting evening. Then toward the end of the evening, she I said to her, well into the evening, 2 hours into the evening, I just casually mentioned, so, so how's your boyfriend? We broke up. He's not my boyfriend anymore. And I thought, hmm, well, you know what I thought. But anyway, but I just kind of enjoyed the evening, and I said to her toward the end of the evening, I said, boy, Ildika, I said, I really would enjoy seeing you again before I before I before I go back to America. Let's go ice skating. Will you go ice skating with me when I come back from come back from Greece? And she said yes, and so off we go to ice. Off we'll go for ice skating. Hmm. Now the next story is even, I don't know if it's more interesting, but it's quite interesting. When I first came to Budapest in September, it was just shy of my birthday, as you may recall. And there was one of the followers, Margaret, from Debrecen, one of my followers who said, you have to go to this restaurant on your birthday. There's going to be a surprise for you. And I remember on my birthday that I got somewhat dressed up. And I was going to do a whole video of going to this restaurant, this special little restaurant, and doing a video. And I went down the street, and the restaurant wasn't too far from where I was staying at that time, a 10-minute, 15-minute walk. And I went down the street only to get to the restaurant, and they've got live music. It's a nice little restaurant. Only to get to the restaurant and see that they were booked. They were full. There was no reservation for me, whereas I thought that there would be a reservation for me. But they were booked, and they were booked the next night. And it turns out that this little restaurant is booked like almost every night. And I was a little bit disappointed because Margaret said that there would be a surprise for me when I went to the restaurant. The surprise ended up being that the band was going to sing Happy Birthday to me in Hungarian or something like that. I don't know how she arranged it, but the band was going to sing Happy Birthday to me. That was the surprise. And so I went on my way that evening and had dinner somewhere else. So anyway, coming back to Budapest, this trip, I want to see, I wanted to see this lady. I can't mention her name. I'm sorry. Harry, George, Sam, Harry. Harry sent me an email yesterday with the lady's name, and Harry, that was correct. So anyway, coming back to Budapest for these 2 nights before going to Greece, I wanted to have dinner with this other lady that I had met earlier in my trip, and so I booked this place, this hotel, and it's a nice hotel. And I booked this place right in the heart of Budapest, thinking it might be, convenient as far as finding a place to eat. And so I checked in last night, and in doing so, I said, does this hotel have a restaurant? And she said, oh, we have a very nice restaurant, Mr. Hall, called the Azur or something like that. And I thought, okay, that'd be good. That'd be good to have a dinner. And then as I was unpacking my bags, I found myself thinking about that little restaurant back in September that I couldn't get a table at. And I thought, I think that little restaurant might be in this neighborhood, might be in this general vicinity. I said, maybe I'll look into that. Maybe I'll look into seeing if that restaurant's around here. So I went out. I went out later yesterday afternoon after checking in and getting settled. I walk out the front door. I make a left as if to go up to what's called the Karut to get a tram. I make a left, and not even 1 minute out the front door, I look up, and yep, there's that restaurant. There's that restaurant that I couldn't get a table at if my life depended on it. Right there, right next door to the hotel. I mean, right next door to the hotel where I'm staying is that beautiful little restaurant. And I walk in the door and I say, excuse me. I say, can I get reservation? No reservation tonight. I said, no, not tonight. Hold up. And he says, tomorrow? Yes. Tomorrow, yes. You have reservation for how many? And I say, got to. And he say, what's your name? And I say, Tomas. And he said, yo, not John, yo. Tomorrow night, too. And it's kind of one of those little, one of those little weird things in life that happens. It's kind of like, you get these, it's the whole let go, let God thing. These disappointments come into your life, such as not being able to get a table on your birthday at a restaurant. But it could be any disappointment in life. It doesn't have to be not getting a table. It could be, uh, you know, getting a broken heart. It can be anything. Life's disappointments. And after a while, you just accept the disappointments. You accept the setbacks, and you know that God's got greater things in store for you. And you just kind of let go, let God. And it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting. I can't tell you how interesting I find it. The fact that here I am 3 months later, 3 months later, and I check into a hotel, hoping to find a nice place to have dinner, the next evening with a beautiful lady. Um, and walking out the door of your hotel only to find the hotel or find the restaurant that you couldn't get a table at 3 months earlier. And so anyway, tonight it's going to be it's well, I'm not going to say interesting night. Tonight is going to be a wonderful night. Having dinner, listening to jazz with such a lovely lady as I'm going to be having dinner with tonight. So that is it's kind of interesting, and I'm not going to go into too many of the specifics of the whole dynamics of that of that relationship, but hmm, I will tell you that she's a psychologist, and that puts a whole interesting mix into the equation. And I say that we were texting the other day back and forth on Messenger about what have you. And she sent me this text that said, "You're crazy." And I looked at it for a moment, and her English isn't the best, but I looked at it for a moment. I said, "You're crazy." I said, "Wait a minute. This is coming from a psychologist." And I replied back and I said, "Is that a diagnosis?" And she started to laugh and she's like, "No, it's a figure of speech," or something like that. But anyway, so it's gonna be interesting, to say the very least. And then do you remember? Of course, you remember the Lisboa date night, Lisbon date night. Remember that date night with the beautiful, beautiful Sylvania, who doesn't speak English at all. Well, I got a text message from her yesterday asking me if I will go to Brazil with her in September. She's getting her documentation ready so she can leave Portugal. She's applying for citizenship or something in Portugal, so she's not able to leave. But anyway, so she sends me this message that asks me if I want to go with her in September to see Brazil. Let me show you Brazil. And she lives in a rather beautiful part of Brazil, in the countryside, I think, in a small town outside of the big city. I've always got mixed emotions about going to places in Central or South America for safety reasons, but anyway, so she wants me to go with her in September to Brazil. And boy, the temptation is there, but I don't know if my schedule would accommodate that. And then last but not least, yesterday, I got off the phone with the ever so lovely Michelle. Remember Michelle? I met Michelle in Ravin, Croatia last year on my travels. And I met her and we had a coffee date one evening, thanks to online dating here. Was it Harry? Harry or George or who was one of you that said I should try online dating. But I met Michelle in Ravenne and had coffee with her, and that coffee date turned into a 4-day trip to the lakes of Italy together. And what a delightful soul Michelle is. And she really is a gem of a lady. And I got off the phone with her yesterday, and I was picking her brain about me coming to Australia. What are the comments here that are saying? Glad I caught you. Hope all is well. Yeah, all is well, Kyle. Yes, we something about yes, we loved Michelle. Wasn't Michelle a delight? Michelle really was a delight. And yes, I should have bought her the Pinocchio. But anyway, so I talked to Michelle yesterday, and Michelle lives just north of Brisbane in on the Sunshine Coast over there. And I was talking to her because I saw her online, and we were talking about a lot of this and that. And Michelle is renovating a home down there on a lot, and she's going to build townhomes on the other side of the lot. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But anyway, so Michelle invited me to come and visit her and stay with her. And she's only like 2 kilometers, which would be like a short distance, a mile from the beautiful beach of the Sunshine Coast of Australia. And I may do that. I actually, I was playing around on orbits yesterday as far as renting a car. Flying into Brisbane. Australia is a big place, so the difference between flying into Brisbane or flying into Melbourne is quite significant. There's a 2 or 3 hour difference there. But the thought of flying into Brisbane and spending some time with Michelle, and then taking the car and doing a road trip. I searched what it would cost me to pick up a car in Melbourne, drive down the coast of Australia to Sydney. Well, I guess you drive the whole coast, unless you're going to the outback. But drive down the coast, go to Whitsunday, and from Whitsunday, find my way down to Sydney. And then from Sydney to drive over to Oz and Melbourne and return the car in Melbourne. It would only be like $600 for a month to have that car for a month. And I thought, boy, what a road trip that would be. What a road trip that would be from Brisbane to Melbourne, and then get down to Melbourne and do the Great Ocean Road with Oz and take the ferry over to Tasmania together and then find my way to Adelaide, and from Adelaide find my way to Perth, and from Perth find my way back up to Europe, and then back over to the United States. Talk about a trip. I mean, that really is an around the world trip. Brisbane over to Perth, back up to Europe, back to America. I'd be foregoing the whole Asia thing, but that's okay. But anyway, so those are the thoughts for the day. A lot of thoughts on my mind. Now I need to get to work. It's just after 5 in the morning here, and need to get to work. I'm just right down the street from the New York Cafe, and every time I've done a video from the New York Cafe, I'm doing it with my phone and I'm live, and the quality of the video is not that good. And I may actually walk up there this morning on my way to the office, i.e. Starbucks. I may actually find my way, on my way to the office this morning, stopping by the New York Cafe and doing a video the right way with with the camera and what have you. That's such a beautiful place, the New York Cafe here in Budapest. But anyway, so I hope that gives you some clarity into the whole Christmas market thing. For those of you out there, that are disappointed, I'm still doing the Christmas markets. They're still going to be. Oh, wait a minute. I'm repeating myself now. Take care. Have a great day. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Harry, I wonder, do you and your lovely bride and Phil, do you guys sit there with your morning tea, your morning tea and your biscuits and watching Tom TV? Is that how this plays out every morning? You kind of sit there and say, "Honey, you ready? Okay, I'm starting. I'm starting, honey. Okay, okay, dear, I'm bringing the tea." Something like that. All right, take care. Bye bye.